Anywho's a Medusa. The shit is gonna hit the fan. Is everyone excited? I'm building up tension is really what's happening here. Ron is in Lucius' room. Hermione is under an invisibility cloak. Is the shit gonna happen? Isn't it gonna happen? Is it gonna build up and then fall flat? Like other shit in this book has done so far? Or is God just really fucking with her and just really gonna drive this right into the fan? Right into it. Okay, but of course, God hates me. Slowly the door handle moves downward, and then the door itself creaks open. I suck in my breath. Ron steps through the doorway. His eyes are very wide as he takes in the room. He looks terrified, but he's got that familiar glint in his eyes. That daring glint. It's a very Weasley-ish trait. What am I gonna do? All I can do is stand still and hope to God that he doesn't realize I'm here. What is he doing here anyways? He walks around the room looking at everything with intense concentration, like he's searching for something. I don't know what he's looking for. A weapon, maybe? Perhaps some kind of way of getting out of here? I don't know. I just hold my breath. If I keep quiet, then perhaps he'll leave before he can realize I'm here. Oh God, please don't let him realize I'm here. He moves around this room, eventually coming to a cupboard Lucius was closing just before I woke up. He opens it, pausing, and when he sees what's in there. Oh, Christ almighty, no! All that's in there is Lucius's pensive. It's on a shelf, so innocent looking, but I know all too well the memories that he stores in there. And Ron's leaning into it. This is so much worse than you think it is. Reaching out with his hand, about to put his fingertips in there, and oh God, please stop. He can't look in there, he just can't. I can't help it. I don't know what else to do to stop him. I must stop him. I must. Ron, stop! I shout, throwing the invisibility cloak off me. He jumps and turns, his face white with fear. Hermione? He says, smiling in relief for a moment before his face creases up with puzzlement. What are you doing here? I stumble, not really knowing what to say. I was just cleaning the room, I said quickly. He frowns at me. Malfoy gets you to clean his room. I nod jerkily. He looks at me. His eyes... Sorry, that's the one answer I really, really, really like. His eyes narrowed. I can't even say it. Oh my God, I'm shaking it off. I can do this. Then why were you wearing an invisibility cloak? He asked quietly. Bugger! I trail off before I get myself. That was hilarious. I was laughing at. She's like, bugger! Fuck! I'm like, shit! I did not think that answered through at all. I trail off before I can find myself again. You can't go in that pensive. He frowns at me. Why not? He says, he's not here, is he? He turns back to the pensive. I'll never know. Please, Ron. Don't. I say desperately. He turns from the pensive. What do you care if I look in here? He says slowly. It won't hurt you, will it? But it will. And it could hurt him too, more than he could ever know. But he suspects something now. I can tell by the way he's looking at me. It's better. We can't. We just can't, Ron. What if he comes back? He'll kill you. He won't come back, he replies, turning the pensive again. He won't be back for ages. Not if he's gone to you-know-who. But you can't get out of there, can you? Can you? I try anxiously. I know that I don't know how to get out of a pensive. Well, I do, he says quietly. I'll show you how when we're finished. You'll be able to get out. It's easy. And he leans forward, putting the tips of his fingers around the silver bowl. Run! No! Run, no! I lunge forward and grip at his hand. We're pulled together and forward and floating hand in hand through the smoke and clouds. Oh, God. Oh, God. What are we gonna do? What am I going to do? We come and land on the dining room. I love these flashbacks. I know some people are like, I hate flashbacks, but it's not flashbacks. Like, she doesn't flash back. She flashbacks with pensives, and the pensives are like from his perspective. And it's like, we get to see shit we don't get to see, and even when we do, it's like with someone else thing, so she gets to see different viewpoints of it, but it's the same event, and it's like, god damn, you're good at life. Excuse me. We come to land in the dining room of the house. As the room clears away, I can see that Bellatrix, Lucius, and my blood goes rigid with horror. Dolohov are all eating. Yeah, Dolohov's voice. What? It's coming back. We are all eating. They were all eating together, drinking wine and engaging in animated, laugh-filled conversation. They were all such good friends. Before I came into the picture and mucked everything up. Please, Ron, can we just get out of here? Hang on a minute, he says. He replies, we'll go in a second, I promise. I bite my lip. I can't make up too much of a fuss. He'll get suspicious. But I can't just let us stay here, can I? So, Lucius, Bellatrix asked loudly, what were you doing this evening? Did the Dark Lord call for you? No, Lucius says, taking a sip of wine. No, I just had some business to attend to. Dolohov laughs dirtily. Dirtily? That's a weird word. His face is very red. When he speaks, his words are slurred. Pretty little mudblood, were you? I have to get it right. With your pretty little mudblood, were you? It's so silly. Anyways, he asks. Bellatrix's face falls slightly. Whoops, went too far. But Lucius merely rolls his eyes. Yes, I was with her, he drawls. Why? Bellatrix asked, her voice a little stiff. You finished questioning her before we arrived. What more do you need from her? Lucius just looks at her, his eyes slightly narrowed. Her arrogance irritates me. And I want to teach her her place, he says quite calmly. Besides, it's very useful to get something to practice my curses on. Bellatrix smiles in apparent relief, but Dolohov starts laughing again. I know what I'd like to practice on her. God, I wish I were her. I wish she were my prisoner. You got all the luck, Lucius. I swallow sharply, looking at Ron. He's staring at Dolohov in revulsion. God, he was disgusting, he mutters. Lucius sneers. I have no such thing. He drawls. The girl is irritating beyond belief. She really is. A pretty enough irritation, though. Dolohov. A pretty enough irritation, though. Dolohov slurs. Bellatrix laughs. I'm messing this up. I haven't said his voice. Okay. You know how to speak Cockney English because you've done it so many times, and you have to do it now, because if you don't, then you'll be making fun of Dolohov, and of course you have to make fun of Dolohov because he's absolutely ridiculous, and he can only be really understood when you're talking like this. Okay, I got it. Break right into that shit. Okay. Like, that wasn't weird at all. Okay, Bellatrix laughs. What a horrible mane of hers. You want your eyes tested, Antoine? Damn it, Antonin. Not his name. I feel a stab of indignance. Bloody cow. Seriously, Lucius, have you ever considered it? You could do anything you like with her. God knows, I would. That's enough, Lucius says sharply. She's a mudblood, Antonin. You know what that means. Dolohov just smiles a lopsided grin. It means that she would probably be an enjoyable fuck after a lesson or two. You know what muggles are like. They're all like rabbits. She'd probably let you do anything you wanted. And she'd moan like a whore as you did. I said enough! His voice raising and pulsing with anger. Both Bellatrix and Dolohov look at him for a moment, a small frown on their faces before they go back to their meal in awkward silence. The smoke swirls around Ron and I, engulfing us. and we begin to float away. I take a deep breath. Hermione? Ron says quietly. Are you alright? I nod, too vigorously. Of course, why shouldn't I be? Well, you could fry an egg on your face, Miss Francis. Yeah, well, it's not a nice thing to hear, is it? But I don't get it, Ron says, perplexed. Why has he got that memory stored in here? I don't know, and I don't care either. Take his hand. Please, can we just get out of here? He frowns at me hard. Aren't you curious? Even a little bit? I was like, aren't you curious? Even a little bit? Like, aren't you curious? Even a little bit? No, now come on. This is gonna be like 10 parts. I swear to God, like I'm into an hour and I don't even think I'm done. I think it gets completely done with all the flashbacks, and there's a lot. So, buckle your seatbelt, because it's about to get awesome. They're gonna rock you like a hurricane. Oh, Charles. Oh my God, this is not gonna end well for anybody. Okay. Now come on! He shakes his hand away and looks at me long and hard. Why are you so eager to leave? He murmurs. I open my mouth and then shut it again. There's nothing I can say. There's a long pause. What don't you want me to see? He whispers with a real fear creeping into his eyes. It's a measure of how much that question floors me, that I find myself pleased when the fog clears to reveal my bedroom, dark, lit up by a tiny candle with a withering hand on my bedside table. My stomach crumbles in horror as I actually... In horror, what we can actually see on my bed. I'm lying there on my back, with blood-stained robes, as Lucius sat beside me, looming over me. Only I can see his face now. I couldn't at the time. But I can now. In Lucius's memory, after all. We're in Lucius's memories, after all. And the hand of glory gave him the light. Gave him some light at the time. I'm lying there, pinned beneath him, my skirt pulled down on the top of my thigh, my naked leg hooked around his hips. I hear Ron take a short breath. Are you worth the trouble I've gone for you? Lucius murmurs. You are, after all, strictly speaking, less than a human being, really. His hands move towards my breast, but I can't take my eyes from his face. He's watching me with hooded eyes. It wasn't all about power, after all, it seems. Why should I have gone to such trouble for you? I chance to look at Ron. He looks like he's about to explode with rage. I don't know what to say. What could I possibly say? Perhaps if he only sees this memory, I could get away with thinking that it was all Lucius, which wouldn't technically be a lie, would it? Yes, it's a lie. It's a lie. What are you doing? Sorry. The other C, though, because... break it down. Click it. The memory of Lucius pulls my dress down, exposing my breast to the darkness. I cringe. Ron hasn't seen me naked before, and I know it's only a memory, but still. Lucius's eyes are dark, huge and dark, as he rakes over me hungrily, and he laughs as I struggle against him. Thank God I did. It looks better to Ron, doesn't it? If I struggled. There's no point in attempting modesty now. You bastard, Ron whispers. You. Lucius sighs. Perhaps you were worth my trouble after all. Ron looks as if he's the most disgusting. Looks as if he's seen the most disgusting thing in the world. I've never seen him look more revolted. You slimy fucker. Ron whispers, his voice full of absolute hate. He turns to me. What? Why didn't you try to stop him? He asked me quietly. Do you think I wanted him to do this? I asked desperately, my voice raising. I didn't have any choice. I say, pointing at the memory. What happens next? Just look. And sure enough, Lucius moves his face closer to mine. Closer, and even though I know what's coming, my stomach still contracts with fear.